Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and I make videos about quilting and my creative life. Anywhere that you can find me on the web is listed down in the description box. You can stay up to date pretty much daily with what I'm making on Instagram and TikTok. And if you watched my previous video, you'll already know what today's video is on, or I guess if you looked at the title. But today I'm going to be making this beautiful bear called Hannah the Hedgehog. She's a 10-inch hedgehog. She's by a company called Lily Rose Designs, and I bought this last year at the Festival of Quilts, and it's been on my mind that I want to make this. You know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I really want to get around to making that, so this is the time. Before now, I wasn't 100% confident in making something three-dimensional, but if you've watched my channel, you'll know that I recently did a hand-sewn bear for my mum's birthday. That was last month, so I think we can do this. And I'm also more motivated to make this because I'm really hoping that Lily Rose Designs will be at the Festival of Quilts again. Although last year was the first year that I saw her there, so I might contact her beforehand and ask if she's going to be there. So I want to make this before I buy more. So I think it's all machine sewn. For the most part. I haven't read all of the detailed instructions, but whereas the one that I made for Mum was hand sewn and that took me a couple of weeks, so I'm not sure how long this will take. Perhaps I might be able to complete the bear in a day. It is a Thursday afternoon now, so I thought I would take you along with me for a few days of making and I'll show you how far I get. I will leave the link to Lily Rose Designs down in the description because they're just adorable. Look at that. So let's open the box, have a look what it comes with and get started with the making. So just to give you a closer look, I hope she comes out looking like that, but obviously that's just an illustration. So I opened the box months and months ago now, but I haven't got it all out and looked at it closely. So those are some little tags. This is her head fur and it's just so... It is spiky, but not in a rough way. It's just going to add such a good effect to the project. Little bits of ribbons and lace. I assume that will be for accessories and things. And then, like I said, everything is just labelled up with what it's for. So what have we got here? So we've got the pinafore bodice and skirt. I've never made a bodice, so I hope I can do it. Hat. Oh, she's got a little bonnet on, hasn't she? Bloomers, dress bodice, and that's obviously her body. So that's a wool felt, I think. Feels really nice. So let me put all those back in there. So I'm not going to do her clothes first, I don't think. And then the instructions are underneath here. Such nice little touches, and when I was at the festival the lady was so nice, so I am looking forward to her being there and I can show her what I've made. So it does not include elastic, press studs or threads. Oh, okay, so she's got a rose there and a rose down there. Right then, so I'm going to get started. I shan't show you the instructions or anything, but I'll get started and I'll come back to you and show you how far I get. So here's my head, that's the neck, that's the nose, this is her fur. As you can see, the seam ripper was out. It was quite hard to do this pointy up nose that she's got. I didn't realise she had that. The pattern is a few steps to make the rest of the body before turning it, but I'm going to turn it now. Oh, let me just check the pattern. I accidentally put the markings on the inside with a heat erasable pen, so you can iron felt, right? Oh god, I hope you can, otherwise I've ruined it. God, this is tight. Let me do this and come back. Here we go, pushing out all of her fur. Happy with how the fur looks, but that pointy nose, come on, stick out a bit more. Oh, let me use this end of my tweezers. Okay, okay. It doesn't need to be too pointy, and I think she's got something on the end of her nose. She has a felt nose, so she can cover that. And I think once you get a bit of stuffing in there, it might be a bit more forgiving as well. Might take shape, mightn't it? I'm quite impressed with that. Looks quite good, doesn't it? So I'll make the rest of her body. So this is where I got to last night. I did manage to remove the markings from the head, and I'm hoping this little crease will work out once I've got it nicely stuffed. So I've done all the body parts, and this is where you actually turn them on these. You don't turn them on the seam, so I've done those. Never done that before. Oh no, I've got it on the wrong side, haven't I? Oh, I'm so silly. Goes against the body and I've done it on the wrong side. I'm always making mistakes, I am. Luckily she's got a long skirt on. And I've done the same on the arms, haven't I? She got sleeves on. Oh no. She has got sleeves on, thank goodness. And then the body, you have an opening. So let's get them turned out and stuffed. So there we go, there's a leg. We'll get that stuffed. So I'm now on the part where I need to join all of the body parts. I get a bit nervous about this part because you want it to look right, don't you? So when I did the arms, I didn't do the top of the arms. They are still quite firm, but not as firm as the bottoms, because I found that when I did my animal before, the shoulders was a little bit broad. So I didn't do it as stuffed, and that's how they're sewn. The body I was a bit confused about because I don't know, it goes like this because it mentions the centre seam, but I think that's the bum. But it's quite a strange shape, isn't it? I don't know if I've overstuffed it, but it is quite similar. And the head goes, I think this is the back, so the head will go on like that. Her dress is quite voluminous anyway, so I don't think you'll be able to see the shape of her body even if I put it on somewhat wrong. This didn't come in the kit, but I bought this separately from the Ladies Business last time, and it's just a really long needle, which just means that you can pass it through the body and not worry, because it says that you need to pass the arms through at least 6 times the sewing. So I'll have this and it'll make it easier, and I'll probably just use my regular polyester thread doubled over to sew it on, because it does almost, so that's one strand there, I think. Yeah, that was one strand, and it almost just disappears in, so I think it will be fine with attaching it to the body. And she's got long sleeves and bloomers on, so all of this will be hidden anyway. The face is a little bit uneven. This ear's a bit further down, but when I put the actual ear on, I might just put the ear further down on this side. So you fold the ear like that and attach it so it's like a little bit puckered. So I'll attach that one on the fur line, but then this one maybe you won't even notice by the time it's on. looks kind of like a rodent, doesn't she? Is she a rodent? Is a hedgehog a rodent? But yeah, so I'll come back and show you when I've done this. So I'm now at the part where I'm attaching the ear. I'm going to add the second ear now, but all of the body is attached. She does stand. Let me get her stand up straight. Isn't she adorable? So because she's got a bit of a receding hairline on this side, I'm not going to put her ear all the way back because I think that will draw attention to it. I'm going to try and put it in line with this one. So I've still got some thread attached because you have to like fold it in half. So all I tried to do last time was sew the majority of the stitches from the back of the ear so that the front would be sort of invisible as possible on the stitches. So I'll try and do that again. It might be difficult for me to try and do on camera, but I've got quite a nice long piece of thread so I can go back and forth as many times. Let me just put my needle through. Take quite a big stitch going from side to side and then just pull that. Yeah. I thought I would put her ears on before any part of the face, even though the pattern says to do the face first. I just thought because of her strange hairline and wonky face, wonky head, I thought the ears will give me a good chance to maybe rectify or hide some of that. Right. Okay, so I've accidentally stitched it a bit too far that way. So there we go, she's now got 2 ears. I don't know if they were even more wonky than I had before. I've left the thread attached behind the ear because when I attach the eyes I can just travel inside the bear and then there won't be a knot then. So let's have a look at putting some eyes on her. So there's 2 little beads that come with the kit. I've also just noticed there's some tiny buttons in there as well. I think that's for the back of her dress. I did also buy some of these eyes when I was there because I bought another pattern that's similar, but it wasn't a kit. Does the bead go straight like that? Or does it go on its side? I don't know. So my instinct is to just pop them there. Wow, that looks terrifying, and that's not even. I've sewn her little face. I've given her some eyelashes. Her nose looks a little bit screwed up there, but I think it just adds a little bit of personality, doesn't it? It's quite hard to do the faces, isn't it? And the eyes was difficult because one of the beads that came was like bigger than the, was much smaller than the other, and then much smaller than other ones that was in the extra pack that I bought. But I think she looks cute. I'm not going to be too hard on myself. So there she is. She stands up. So now it's time to do her dress. So first off, so she's got a dress with a collar and sleeves, neither of which I've sewn before. So the dress is going to be in a dark green. I think that's a Liberty quilting cotton. And I think that will suit her quite nicely. So let's get started with the dress. Oh, I need to cut the pattern pieces for that. So I'll cut out these pieces and get sewing. I'm quite looking forward to it, but I'm also nervous that I might do it wrong. Let me show you this really cool trick for turning really thin tubes in the right way without needing any turning equipment or anything. I learned this from a lovely channel called Lily and the Bee. She makes a lot of dolls and she makes lots of amazing projects, so I'll leave her link down in the description. So you just take a straw, this is just a plastic straw, insert it inside of the tube, and then take something thin. Because this is so thin, I've had to use the inside of a pen. Normally a pen will work. And then push down the tip, so you've got like a bit of a fold, and then just push down, and while you're doing that, try and push this up onto the pen and just keep shimming it up onto the pen, and then you'll see that the pen has gone down inside the straw a little bit. So that means you've got that side. Hold that and you can just turn it in the right way. And it's just so quick and satisfying to do. And then in this instance, I need to poke out those ends a little bit more, so I'm just gonna push the inside of this pen in. Anything small and like kind of not sharp, but with a nice point on it, but you don't want to actually damage your fabric. When I did it the first time, I managed to use just the actual pen. These straps are so small. So there we have it. Perfectly turned. Let me tell you, I had so much fun making Hannah. She's just adorable. She was definitely something to learn because I've never made clothes before or anything, but it was fun. It was quite straightforward really, just following the instructions and going from there. Oh, isn't she just adorable? I love the colours and just the style of all of her clothes. I wasn't sure about the bonnet at first. When I first put it on, I was like, oh, is it supposed to be pointy at the back? I still don't know if it is. And I do think it emphasises her wonky ears, but she's got wonky ears, she can't hide it. But without it, because the rest of her clothes were so voluptuous, without it her head looked really small. So I think it does suit the whole outfit as one. Definitely she's got a little bit of her nose is going to the side. Maybe she smells something. And you can't see her oddly shapen behind with all of this. I think that might have been to do with maybe I overstuffed her or something like that. There was only two things in the pattern that I noticed. First of all, I didn't have enough lace to go around her bloomers, so I just had to pull some lace from stash, and it's a very slightly different colour. You can see this one's more of a creamy white and this one's more of like a tan colour, but it doesn't bother me. I wasn't even going to make her bloomers, but I thought, no, you know what, go the whole hog and make her bloomers as well. With the pattern, I did notice that with Some bits of the pattern said to reverse it, so I think it was like the body parts you had to reverse them, which was fine, but the back bodice it didn't tell you to reverse it, but obviously you need a left and a right side, so I did have to cut it again, but there was ample fabric provided in the kit, and the bit that I wasted I actually managed to use around the collar, so I didn't have any shortage of fabric or anything like that, so it was really good. So she's 8 inches, so she is very small, so she probably is quite fiddly in the face, but the other pattern that I bought, it's just a pattern rather than a kit. She's 10 inches and I think she's like a mouse or a bear, and she's in very similar style clothes, and she is at the Festival of Quilts Lily Rose Designs, or it might be Lily, it says on the box Lily Rose Designs, but the website is Lily Rose Dolls, but of course I'll leave the link down below for that. But she is at the festival, so I'm definitely going to get another one, and I think I might maybe try and get a different style of doll, different style of clothes perhaps, and she does go all the way up to 22 inches, so a lot bigger than this, but so I am tempted. Obviously those kits will be a little bit more, but I just had so much fun making it, I can't resist. So that comes to the end of this video. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. The next video up on the channel will be on Wednesday, and that will be on how I do my hand quilting, because I have had a few questions on it. There was one question that was left on, I'm not sure what video, because I went back to try and find the comment and I couldn't find it, so I do apologise. I wasn't able to get back to you, but there will be a video on Wednesday showing you how I do hand quilting. And then of course towards the back end of next week we're at the Festival of Quilts, so there'll be videos going around the shopping stalls, and I'm going to do a second video this year showing you all the competition quilts, because there was a lot of comments last year saying they wanted to see the quilts in more detail, so I'll do that this year. And then of course the videos after, well, I might do a haul video if you would like to see what I purchased. I am going for 3 days though, so please pray for my bank balance. So I might do a haul video, and then perhaps I'll do some videos making some things with what I've purchased, so it will all be from there. But I hope you've enjoyed this video and inspired to make your own little toys to go around the house. I'm going to put this on my shelf next to some other little miniatures that I've got. So thank you so much for watching and take care. Bye.